Welcome back, everyone. So I am here in our spawn hut. You can see things have changed just a little in that we have a two-tier smeltery. The room is a little more even rather than just a cave. But everything is just about the same other than that. And I am making one of our first movement enhancing devices. That is the OpenBlocks hang glider. This is going to let us glide around the world. And it's very useful at that. If we combine it with a jetpack or another form of easy flight, we can actually get quite far. You can see here I've also got a full set of Damascus steel armor. That's made in the smeltery. What it turns out being is 1 tin, 3 copper to make bronze, and then mix that bronze 1-to-1 with iron, and you get Damascus steel. I've also got a Damascus steel sword, and importantly, a Damascus steel pickaxe, which, as you can see, is mining level obsidian. So I've done that. And the other thing I've done, and something I want to show you when I complete, is I've made an adjustable bag. This is from the Better Chests mod. You can see the recipe here is pretty simple, and this is the better chest at the center of it. And then you can upgrade it, making these upgrade cores, and then slot upgrades. Each one adds 9 slots, so as you can see, we have a rather big adjustable bag. If you watched last season, you can probably tell this is a lot like the golden bag of holding we had last season. The advantages are that it has other upgrades that can be added to it. So one of the upgrades I've already put onto it is, as you can see, the unbreakable upgrade, which means even if it's on the ground, it will never despawn. If it falls in lava, it will not get damaged. Really, the only way I think we could get rid of this would be if we accidentally tossed it into a trash can, or if it fell into the void. So that's really nice. And the other upgrade that I'm going to put up now is the lightweight upgrade, or the lightweight upgrade, which should make us, run 20% faster with the speed upgrade, which is nice. Don't love the particle effects, but having speed too is always a good thing. Awesome. Our first speed upgrades are now done. I was looking at other upgrades we can make for the bag, and for the time being, well, I think I might add, where is it? There's a player feeding upgrade. But for that we need, well, steak, bread, or potatoes. Looks like most vanilla foods. As tough as it is to do, I think I'm going to use the steak that I have in my inventory, at least for some of the slots. Let's use slightly less valuable food for any slots we can. That's mine. Looks like that's the extent of what we can do. Okay. There we go. Player feeding upgrade. Now, if we add that, it will automatically feed us with food that is kept in the bag. So we don't need to keep food on our hotbar anymore, which is pretty nice. I will save the rest of those for later. Okay, so for the time being then, what should we do? I'm thinking that very soon we're going to want to explore. Set off into the world, see what we can find, and kind of be able to have a mobile base with us wherever we go. That would be really nice. In order to do that, I think we should use the Archimedes Ship mod, which is included in this pack. So, I've been playing a little bit with it. I had not ever used the mod before, but let me show you what it can do. And I'll show you just the simplest airship that I can make. So Archimedes Ships can make both ships that work in the water and airships. And here is a simple airship. You can see that when we have a helm and a balloon, it allows us to fly. We can float in the air, rise and turn, and descend. Now it's not super maneuverable, but if we want to move our base around, at least for the time being, I think this might be the best course of action. You can see here there's also a pedal apothecary. Some people have been playing around a little bit with Botania, although I think they've moved off all of them to other bases. I think I'm the only one who's still using this this little starter area. Wow, that's loud every time. So I think it's about time for me to move out as well. But I want... Gosh, I'm not even sure why I came back in here. That's sad. I want to go out in style. So, what I'm thinking is we should make ourselves an airship that we can travel around the world with. Interesting. Rice. Okay. And to do that, let's, well, let's start building. See what we like. So I've got quite a few of the different blocks from the Archimedes Ship mod. Took me a while. I had a really tough time, of all things, finding gold. But got some now. And I think what this means is with 10 balloons, I think we can have at least 10 other blocks. So eventually I'd like to build something, you know, pretty large and, I don't know, cool looking, for lack of a better word. But for the time being, I think our builds are probably going to be limited to small but functional. So what I'm thinking, we have all this spruce wood. So I was thinking something like this. Wow, it's going to be perhaps even simpler than I thought. Okay, wait, let's just try it the way I had initially planned. And don't worry, it can't pick up dirt, which is why building on dirt is a fine choice for this. So there's our helm. I would like to put some measurement gauges on. I don't know, because they look cool. I don't know if they serve any function. A steam engine. And into that I'm going to add coal. Because I suspect that that will make the whole thing go faster. Let's see if I do... Okay, it looks like it isn't going to change directions. Okay, that's fine. And then... Well, okay, let's just see how this works. If we take our balloons and put them above like this. Cool. So if we name this ship into, I don't know, let's call it Elysium, keeping with a theme, and we assemble the ship. Air balloons, there are 10, which is 45%, which is okay. 22 blocks. I thought that we could okay. Pretty neat. I don't think the gauges actually do anything. I think they're probably decorative. Good to know. It does somehow seem more maneuverable than the tiny one we had before. But I might be fooling myself. So, if we look over here, we can see the remains of... Nope, not even anymore. Someone had their base there, but he has since moved it, so... Nothing to see here. I should actually... delete these waypoints. There we go. Okay, so cool. Okay, I don't want to make any trouble with that. So we've got our airship now. It's very simple. Not much in the way of a mobile base at the moment yet, but that is something that we can fix. And currently, at the very least, it's allowing us to fly, to explore and look around at new lands. Okay. I'm a little underwhelmed by this, though. I I had played around with this this season, I guess, this on this server, doing my entire base in an airship like this. I think that there are like technical problems with that though. Some blocks aren't going to work perfectly, and also some things, like it doesn't actually preserve anything like direction. So, or more correctly, it preserves it too strongly. So if we put something like a furnace and we have it facing in one direction, or a chest and we have it facing in one direction, it preserves what direction it's facing, not relative to the rest of the ship, but instead based on the cardinal directions. So if the furnace is facing north, it'll always face north, even if we turn the ship and park it facing a different direction. So I might be able to demonstrate that here. So you can see that we've got our steam furnace, and that, oh, I don't know, maybe it looks like a gear, is facing me right now. Oof. So if I park this ship like this, oh, the ship is still actually in ship form, but if I park it like so, yeah, see, the furnace turned. I guess that engine was actually helping us to go faster. That's good to know. Although it's unfortunate that we ended up way on top of the balloons. Anyway, I think for the time being we should deconstruct this altogether until we have the resources to make a truly epic flying machine. I just don't really see the value in them. Yeah, if we have to go somewhere, that might be worth doing. But for the time being, I think we should look into alternate means of achieving the same end. And for that, I think we should look a little bit into jetpacks. So, jetpacks. What we have in the pack is the Simply Jetpacks mod. Now, I'm actually surprised. I thought the mod Mechanism was in the pack. But it would appear that I'm mistaken. Okay, so we don't have access to Mechanism. And that's important because Mechanism also added its own jetpack. So if we want a jetpack, we're going to go with the Simply Jetpacks mod. And the easiest jetpack to make interesting, is the Leadstone jetpack. And I said easiest, but I did not say easy. Looks like we'll need copper, a redstone reception coil, and 2 steam dynamos, which will also require copper gears and all sorts of other, basically a lot of copper. So, I've actually seen a lot of copper all over the place, but I've mostly ignored it. Mostly, I think, because I'm a little slow on the uptake sometimes. I guess I'm going to go mining for more copper. I thought I had, a rather large supply of it here. That is honestly why I've been leaving it all over the place. But it appears that I do not, that it's been used, and that's fine. So I'm going to go mining for some copper. And once I have that, I'll come back and we can make perhaps a leadstone jetpack. Because I suspect that that will be quite useful. Wait, just a moment. Just want to double check something. Okay. So to get the higher tiers of jetpack, we do need the lower tiers, so yep, time to make a leadstone jetpack. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, despite my deepest desire, I do not think this is going to be a one-episode problem. I have enough copper, I think, but I was looking at the recipe, and to make the jetpack, I'll need a leadstone flux capacitor. And to make the leadstone flux capacitor, I need sulfur. Now, there are a few kinds of sulfur. There is in fact a sulfur ore, and if I had run across that, I'd be fine. Natura sulfur can be made with sulfur clouds. Those are nether only. But there's also sulfur from thermal foundation, and that's something I can plan on getting. The issue is, as you can see, you need some sort of extra machine to get this. The one I'm going to go for is the sag mill, and I'll use it to grind down coal, which will 10% of the time get me some sulfur. But to make the sag mill, I've got my machine chassis, which is made thusly, and I've already got one of those, but I'll need another 5 iron, plus some flint, and as far as I can tell, I am now fresh out. Okay. Let's do this. Redstone. No, goes like this. And, one sec. I have an itch. Oof, that was right on my ear. Okay, so if I take the spruce wood planks, bam, piston, machine chassis, iron, and flint, gets us the sag mill, and we'll also need to run the sag mill a source of power. the simplest to make is the survivalist's generator. But you know what? That's kind of silly. Because what are we going to need a bunch of when we make our jetpack? That's right. We're going to need 4 steam dynamos. Yeah, okay, it's still totally not a one-episode problem. I'm going to need sand for glass. I'm going to need even more iron. Quite a bit of it. So for these 2, I'll need 2 iron here. An iron for the gear, I think. Yep. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5. Each one needs 5, or no, I'll need 5 iron, I'll need 2 silver. Well, actually, okay. Wow, I just keep coming up with just the right number of resources for what I need to do. I'll need a lot more glass, though. You know what? Yeah. There's no reason for you to watch me scrape together random bits for an entire episode. But let me show you how the sag mill works. I'm sure many of you are intimately familiar with the functioning of a sag mill. It actually works just like a pulverizer. The whole grinding down ores and doubling them is something that's been around since, you know, the early days, buildcraft and industrial craft. And this is the way Ender.io does that task. Okay, I think we're done here. Now I've been having a problem, and I don't know whether it's the pack or whether I'm doing something wrong. It will not shift-click recipes into my crafting grid, which is a shame because that's how I normally do things. Oh, okay. So it's a redstone here, and we should get a steam dynamo. Awesome. This is going to allow us to have power. The way a steam dynamo works is you add water, and you add some sort of combustible, like, for example, coal. And when we do that, the dynamo is going to produce steam out of the water and use that to make power. If we then take our sag mill and put it here, the sag mill will start gaining power, and we can use that power to grind down coal, which is eventually going to get us, hopefully soon, sulfur. I promise it'll get us sulfur eventually. There we go. Okay. We might as well use this now that we've got it. We'll make our flux capacitor, and then the rest of this crafting I'll probably do off camera, but I'll try to leave the final combine until we are together again in the next episode. Okay, so lead, copper. Okay, lead, copper. I think the sulfur was here, and I think it was redstone. Awesome. There is our leadstone flux capacitor. Which I was really hoping we could That's too bad. Charge up in the dynamo, but it seems we cannot, alas. And we have an extra sulfur that we can use for other tasks someday. Okay. That's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Next episode, we'll finish up this jetpack, which is going to vastly improve, with the combination of this hang glider, our ability to move around the map. We are also going to look, I think, at Botania a little bit, because there is an item from Botania that's relatively early game that's going to give us another huge boost to movement, which is what we want when we're going to go exploring. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.